I'm Zuyong. We've heard your passionate feedback and ongoing discussions about matchmaking and ranking in Marvel Rivals. Your voices matter, and we want to give you a transparent look into how these systems work and what we are doing to improve them. Quick heads up, any numbers used are for illustrative purpose only, and the calculation process is also simplified for easier understanding and does not represent the full detailed formulas.
Okay, tell me about it. Tell me how the points work.
After every competitive match, your score is calculated based on two key components, base points and performance points, each weighted according to your current rank. The formula looks like this.
Okay, but yeah, thank you.
This depends on match outcome, your current competitive score, average competitive score of the enemy team. First, the match result determines whether you gain or lose points. Win and you will gain points, lose and you will lose points. Second, the difference between your competitive score and the enemy team's average competitive score affects how many points you gain or lose. If a player's competitive score is lower than that of the enemy team, the system recognizes that the player is challenging a stronger opponent. In this case, a victory will grant an extra bonus to the base points, while a defeat will result in fewer points deductions. The reverse applies when facing lower ranked teams. Examples: players' competitive score 3,500, enemy team's average 3,500, win plus 20 base points, lost minus 20 base points. Players' competitive score 3,500, enemy team's average 3,700, win plus 25 base points, lost minus 15 base points. Players' competitive score 3,500, enemy team's average 3,300, win plus 15 base points, lost minus 25 base points.
Pretty much kind of like Overwatch.
This reflects your individual performance tailored to your hero's role. Performance points reflect how well you played during the match. Because heroes in Marvel Rivals have widely different powers and roles, we don't just tally up stats. Even if two players contribute equally to the outcome, their raw stats may look very different depending on which hero they played. Instead, to accurately evaluate your impact, we use several steps to calculate performance points. For each hero used in the match, we normalize match stats to a per 10-minute value and convert that into a single performance value. We compare that to the average performance value for that same hero at your rank, also per 10 minutes. That gives a hero-specific performance coefficient. The better you perform versus the average, the higher your coefficient. If you played multiple heroes, we time weight those to get your match coefficient. We then compare your performance coefficient to your team's average to determine your final performance points. Examples: a Diamond 1 player spends 4 minutes as Loki and 6 minutes as Invisible Woman in a 10-minute match. Let's break down the performance points calculation.
Freaking math, man.
First, the system converts their in-game stats to 10-minute averages.
If Johnny has 5 apples,
and then convert them into performance value. Assuming Loki has a performance value of 1,200, and Invisible Woman has 1,000. Next, the system finds the average performance
80, come
value
into the
for
Discord.
Diamond 1 players with those heroes, which we will assume Loki and Invisible Woman both are 1,000. We then calculate the performance coefficients. Loki's coefficient is 1.2, while Invisible Woman's is 1. This is then weighted by playtime. The overall coefficient works out to be 1.08. Finally, this player's coefficient is compared to the other 5 teammates.
He's doing
Let's
SAT
say
math,
that they are
man.
1, 1, 0.8, 0.8, and 1.15, resulting in an average of 0.97. This gives us the final adjusted performance coefficient of 1.11.
Bro, they out here doing all this mathing and stuff like that.
Once both your base points and performance points are calculated,
everybody happy.
Your final score is determined by weighting these two parts. The weights vary by rank. As you climb the ranks, the weighting of base points will gradually increase, while performance points weighting decreases. In lower ranks, performance points have a higher weight to help skilled players rise faster. Higher ranks shift weight towards base points for consistency. Example: a player wins a rank
I'm trying
match,
not to copy
earning
this man,
20
but
base
that's what I
points
do.
and 30
People got an
performance
accent, I gotta copy
if
it.
the player is in silver,
Example.
with a base point weight of 0.4 and a performance point weight of 0.6, the final score gained is 26. If the player is in celestial, with a base point weight of 0.7 and a performance point weight of 0.3, the final score gained is 23.
I get it, but we
Our
just
players hail from all corners of the globe, each
just
with
want to know why
different
we
time
get
zones
trash
and
people
connection
in
speeds.
the lobbies.
Balancing fast matchmaking with fair matches has always been our challenge and focus for ongoing improvement.
Matchmaking mechanics. Here we go. This is what I needed to see.
In Marvel Rivals, players are matched based on server node selection, team composition, competitive score. Once matchmaking starts, the system looks for opponents on your chosen server or servers. As wait time increases, the system gradually expands the search to higher and lower ranks,
Trying to find
helping
people
you
to
get
sell
into
my
a match
account.
promptly. The expansion is kept to prevent unbalanced games. Once we have 12 players within the acceptable ranked range, the match is set. Teams are then arranged to minimize differences in average competitive scores. Team matchmaking is based on team size. For fairness, a 6-player team will only face another 6-player team. Finding an exact match can take time when taking into account all the factors, like competitive scores, server selection, etc. Since launch, 5-player teams have been disabled to protect solos. For other team size, the system opens up to more combinations as wait time increases. Take a 4-player team, for example. The first system tries to match with another 4-player team, but if none are promptly found, it will eventually expand to mixed teams like 4-1-1 versus 3-2-1. Longer waits means broader competitive scores ranges, and reaching the upper limit of the range can result in a difference in scores between the two teams. From the matchmaking results, this would appear to be an unbalanced battle. However, tightening the rules would mean much longer waits and a bad experience. This is the core challenge, balancing matchmaking quality and speed. Team kills make this speed versus quality trade-off more noticeable. At higher ranks, there are fewer players and they are spread across different servers, so this happens more often. So, after careful review, starting in Season 3.5, we've temporarily restricted teams of 4 or 6 players from matchmaking at higher ranks, where their balanced matches are harder to find. Moving forward, we will continue to explore new solutions to better meet the diverse needs of players.
Examples?
To help you better understand how the matchmaking system works, here's an example scenario. Suppose player A teams up with player B and player C to queue for competitive. In this scenario, Player A is Diamond 1.
That's me.
Player B is Diamond 3.
That's 80.
Player C is Platinum 1.
That's caught up in gaming.
The average rank of this 3-player team is around Diamond 3. They select only the Oregon server node for matchmaking, since there aren't enough teams of the same size and rank in the queue on this node. The matchmaking system gradually expands the search range as time passes. After 5 minutes, the system finds 9 more players who meet the criteria. These 9 players include another 3-player team with an average rank of Platinum 1, a 2-player team with an average rank of Diamond 2, and 4 solo players. Player D, Diamond 1, Player E, Diamond 2, Player F, Platinum 1, Player G, Diamond 2. To ensure fairness, the system first places the 2 3-person teams on opposite sides. Then, the remaining team compositions are Side A, 3-player team plus 2-player team plus 1 solo player.
Yeah.
Side B,
I'd rather have the
3-player
team,
team plus 3 solo players.
At least, actually, I don't know.
Now, the exact team split is determined by the solo players to make both sides' average ranks as close as possible. The fairest division is Side A, 3-player team, Diamond 3 average, plus 2-player team, Diamond 2 average, plus Player F, Platinum 1. Side B, 3-player team, Platinum 1 average, plus Player D, Diamond 1, plus Player E, Diamond 2, plus Player G, Diamond 2. In this scenario, there are still notable rank gaps within each side. For example, Side A's Player F, Platinum 1, and Side B's Player D, Diamond 1, each have a 2 to 3 division differences from their teammates. This means there can be internal team imbalances. Assume once the match begins, the role selections are as follows. Side A, the 3-player team picks a Vanguard Player A, Duelist Player B, and Strategist Player C. The 2-player team chooses a Vanguard and a Duelist. Player F, a Duelist main, sticks with his preferred role instead of filling the missing Strategist slot. To balance the team, the Duelist Player B from the 3-player team fills as a Strategist. Side B, the 3-player team picks a Vanguard, Duelist, and Strategist. Player D picks an additional Strategist. Player E picks another Vanguard. Player G picks another Duelist. We believe that this is a situation many players have encountered before. In this case, Side B has a strategic advantage, as all 6 players are playing their main roles. On Side A, a Duelist main is forced to fill as a Strategist. And the lowest ranked player is also playing Duelist, which may weaken the team's synergy.
Right? The math part helped a bit just to
Recently, we have received a lot of feedback from the community, with many players believing that our matchmaking system employs EOMM, engagement optimized matchmaking. This would imply manipulating the matchmaking queue to keep players' win rates around 50%.
Rewind it back real quick.
With many players believing that our matchmaking system and the low.
Ain't gonna lie, this man he looked like he got upset. Like he see everything that's online, talk about EOMM, and this man is upset. This man is upset. Look at his face.
Ranked player is also playing Duelist, which may weaken the team's synergy. Recently, we have received a lot of feedback from the community, with many players believing that our matchmaking system employs EOMM, engagement optimized matchmaking. This would imply manipulating the matchmaking queue to keep players' win rates around 50%, ensuring they remain engaged in the game. We want to be clear. Marvel Rivals does not use EOMM.
Bro.
So,
he said,
why do some matches feel uneven? Why do certain players encounter win or loss streaks? We would like to take this opportunity to provide some insights, hoping to clarify some of the confusion for everyone.
We just want to know why we get trash people in our lobbies.
In a competitive two-sided game, the fewer players on each side, the more accurately the competitive score reflects individual skill. However, as team size increases, this accuracy drops, since even if both teams have identical average scores, other factors like teamwork and coordination can sway the outcome. Additionally, because we don't lock roles, players might end up playing a role they are less comfortable with, which means they may not perform at their rank's full potential. Even if you are assigned your preferred role, playing a hero you are less skilled with can also affect your impact in the match. So, why don't we add role queue? First, we believe that allowing players the freedom to play as their favorite superheroes and team up with others to create diverse creative team combos encourages more varied strategies and gameplay. Second, adding role-based matchmaking would significantly increase queue times, while still failing to fully eliminate skill discrepancies between matches. Where there are choices, there will be differences. Objectively, it's quite challenging to have an equal number of players across the three roles. To strike a balance between matchmaking speed and fairness, the competitive score ranges for each role would have to differ. Roles with fewer players would have lower competitive score thresholds, while roles with more players would require higher thresholds. This, in turn, will lead to greater variance in match quality. We are working to introduce more interesting vanguards and strategies in future updates to give players more choices, but these changes will take time to develop. We thank you for your patience. Statistically, win and loss streaks are a matter of probability. For example, if two sides are truly 50-50, over 3 games, the chance of 3 consecutive wins or losses is 12.5%. Over 10 games, the chance of 3 or more wins or losses in a row rises to 50%. So, over enough games, everyone will eventually experience win or loss streaks. For those interested, you can use tools to calculate the probability of achieving a streak.
He said if y'all want to do the math, go ahead. I already gave you everything, do it.
Under different win rate scenarios over 10 matches. Of course, the game isn't pure math. Several in-game factors can increase the likelihood and impact of streaks, making these experiences feel more pronounced. For example, team average scores are rarely perfectly balanced, so actually win rates may not be exactly 50%. When queuing consecutively, you may face some of the same players in back-to-back games, which can carry over the outcome chance from previous matches. This is even more common in team matchmaking, where the pool of available combinations is smaller, especially during off-peak hours or in less populated regions. Even if the probability of a streak occurring is just 1%, Marvel Rivals' large player base means many will experience that.
When are the peak hours? Yo, LJ, when's the peak hours?
We are constantly analyzing feedback and refining our systems. Your trust and input help us shape a better experience. Thank you for being part of the Marvel Rivals community. We are excited to keep improving with you.
Thank you guys for being part of the community. Now shut your bitch ass up. Oh man, GG's, bro. Oh my God, this man, he is tired. He is fed up with y'all. He is fed up with y'all. He tired of all these rumors and allegations and whatnot. He can't do it anymore. He's tired of that shit. And they was like, let's put this video out so we can shut up all the fucking haters. And now it is what it is. Moral of the story, I guess, Let people play their roles, and if they trash, they just trash. They're just selling. Try to. I don't know what to do. I don't know. You can't really avoid a fucking seller, but apparently they have the skill base to be playing with you, and yet they somehow end up shitting the bed. So pretty much what he was saying: get good, and be a team player. That's all we can really do. Said most importantly, if you are stuck in a ring, it's you, not the randos. Ooh, hey, you never know. Some could be those randos because they could be selling. Said middle of the night for me is where I earn most of my points. 1 a.m. till 4 a.m. All right. GG's.